Hey, YouTubers, non-YouTubers, sentient beings, non-sentient beings, and those playing Pokemon Go. Apparently that's the thing of the day. This is the Cult Chaser Monica's Ghost, and I am, I was making an addendum to my Martyr Chamber video, and I was going to, do my regular jesty, snarky type of observations that you can then go and do whatever you want to do with, push the fuck off button, research it. I don't give two fucking shits. But I can't. I tried. I did a couple of them, and by the end, I just got kind of sad. One of the things I did not cover in the Martyr Chamber video is the who the martyrs are per se. Like, what are they? Who are they? Where do they come from? Because it just got really long, and I have a tendency to babble because I got a big mouth, and I like to just kind of vomit my thoughts out there and think I'm really funny and hilarious because I am. But anyway, I didn't have really time to talk about it. And basically, a lot of the times, the martyrs of the Martyr Chamber. Now, you have two types of people. You have people who really are concerned, but they just are flat ass hats. I mean, they just can't not be a jerk. And they'll come and they'll just say a bunch of shit, and they'll just make fun of you, and they'll troll you, and then they'll leave, okay? Because that's what they feel like they gotta do. They'll come into your living room, in your space, where your belief system is. Whether it's valid or not is not the problem. It's the opposite of theirs, and it's obviously the devil. Comparatively, they're gonna shit on you, okay? And you'll have those people, and they'll use the, I've done it. I do it sometimes. I mean, there's times when I just get so frustrated with what's being said, and I know that to me, it's just complete ass-hattery, and it is ass-hattery, because I know the truth, okay? I will, I've done it. I've gone someplace and said to somebody, I've called them a couple names, or I've said something kind of rude, and that's the way I do it sometimes. Most of the time I try not to, but, it happens. That's really different from the Martyr Chamber martyr, the sacrifice. The sacrifice, if they're smart, and I believe that this Jolene did this in a smart way, in this way, a little bit, but we'll see. What they do is they spend a lot of time wherever their echo chambers are, with their real Facebook or their real profile or their real name or whatever. I shouldn't say their real name, the moniker they use, whether it is really their real name or not. I know lots of people who just use monikers because they just prefer to. That's who they are. That's actually their persona in life is much different from the name they were given at birth. But anyway, you look at it, the martyr very rarely uses their own social profile. They will begin a profile that will be able to be slaughtered on or shut down very quickly, or whatever, Facebook or YouTube or Reddit, or I don't know what all those are. I don't even know if you have them on Reddit, but wherever, Twitter, there you go, places like that, where you would have a personal profile set up. And they set up what's called a sock puppet, even though it might be a sock puppet of themselves. And in this case, I believe that's what this is. I believe Jolene is I believe she's got an actual Facebook under her same full name, which I've blued out, because this is a personal person, and I'm not trying to shit all over her. I'm using her as an example. But I believe then she started this one to be able to do that, because it's quite new. It's only got 2 friends on it. It's only got 2 pieces of information on it, and it's only got 1 like. And it's a like that is definitely the opposing view of nurses who vaccinate. Now, what I find very interesting is that Nurses Against Mandatory Vaccines is actually not really a huge anti-vax site per se. They're a site against mandatory medical procedures of any kind. Okay, which is their right to believe so. And it's quite the posts from the NAMV people themselves, the actual page owners, is actually usually pretty reasonable. Sometimes they get a little out there, but usually as a rule they're very reasonable. I went and read about 30 or 40 of them. It's the masses, the echo chamber, that gets pretty crazy. They make their own echo chamber and they say a lot of crazy shit. Anyway, so this is the only thing she's got on there. Okay, there's no information where she lives, because if you know you're going to go do a martyr, you don't want PII out there. You don't want your personal, identification out there at all, right? because you don't want people to find you. And and she may have actually been given kind of through one of the fraudster minions or the fraudster themselves a tutorial on how to do this. You know, put up a few posts. Trust me, because I've been there and I've done it and I've showed people how to do it when I was in the, you know, when I, not even less than a year ago, when I was still a tin hatter. Okay, you tutorialize these people and share with them how to get this done. And that's what I think has happened to Jolene. And now I looked and tried to find any other postings besides the one she set up at Nurses Who Vaccinate and her two here under this profile, and there are none that I can find. The search will not find anything else, which I find very odd. So this is definitely a sock puppet for martyring, and I was going to be all snarky and shit all over Jolene, and I realized that that's not the whole purpose of why I do any of this anyway, because my purpose is to help people get away from behaving like this, so or buying into this crap. So why shit all over Jolene, right? I mean, I did use her as an example, but why actually shit on her and make her out to be one of the scamsters that she's not, that she's being victimized by? So this is more of a reach out. So if she gets a chance to see this video, which I tried to post the other video to her this page, and I can't. She has her posting shut down, which is fine. I know a lot of people who have that. You know, I just can't go in and do a comment on any of her other comments and then post this. Like some people have their page public. It's kind of semi-public, I guess, is what this. I don't know how that works, but whatever. So I'm hoping somehow we can get her to see this, because I'm really worried. Because once the martyr sacrifice gets out there, one of two things happens. Either they keep buying into it so much that they begin to harm themselves mentally, or once they've done this enough, which is what happened in my case, they start to question a couple things. Anything that they question, you will ignore, Jolene, for a long time. You'll ignore anything you question, because you know if you question it in front of these other people, you're going to get your ass kicked. Okay? And your sense of belonging is what's important to you, because you truly believe in what these people are saying, and that's okay. If you want to believe that, that's cool. Okay? But now we've got a situation where one of two things are going to happen. You're either going to mentally dive into this rabbit hole so far you will never get out, or once you breach a question of any kind against the powers that be and the mantra that's coming up, they're going to eat you alive. Trust me, I've had it happen. And I wasn't even eaten alive the nth of what could have happened to me. Nothing compared to what I've seen happen. What I have seen happen to other people is that their personal information, no matter how hard you try to hide it, there's an IP address behind you. There is all kinds of crazy things behind everything you do. The properties of any profile you set up, any links you go to, any comments you make. There are people out there, they will find that shit, and they will literally post somewhere to people who want to harm you. Okay? I mean, I know this sounds melodramatic, but this is what they will do if you get in deep enough and then you start questioning. And if you've been enough of a martyr, if you become one of their more public martyrs, they will make sure they do something called dox you. And they will tell every piece of personal information about you. Okay? And they will eat you alive. So if you want to continue to martyr, your best bet is to delete this bad boy and just martyr straight from your page with all your personal information anyway. Or just not do it at all. And I'm reaching out to you. I mean, literally, do yourself a favor. I'm at Monica's Ghost, at The Cult Chaser on Facebook. You can come and message me, and I will talk to you. No bullshit, no snarkiness. Okay? I will talk to you. And I will give you examples. Okay? Or, you can come to my page and you can snark out. You snark out, be prepared, because you come with swords, well, I come with street howitzers. Don't bring a knife to a gunfight, okay? But in all actuality and honesty, I'm reaching out because you're the type of people I'm trying to convince that you need to be. I'm not trying to convince you to change your mind and be all pro-vax or anything like that. What I'm trying to do is convince you that there's a third side to the coin, that you need to come to the reasonable seating. Because when you're on either of these frothingly awful sides of these cult behaviors, you're fucked, no matter how you look at it. So and if nothing else, if you think I'm full of shit and you don't want to talk to me, just remember what I said and stay safe out there. Because it starts out being a lot of fun and you feel really good about yourself, and you end up in places you just don't want to be, and you'll crack. And I know, because I cracked just a couple weeks ago. And part of it was because of this. So you think about that and stay safe. Cult Chaser, Monica's Ghost.